much if you watched my first video. If you didn't, go check it out. I was shocked by how many people commented and how many subscribers I got. That was just so cool. Sorry, my glasses are a little funky. Yeah, that was my first time like uploading a YouTube video for real. So for anyone to subscribe, so cool. Let alone I think I have 13. That's crazy to me. So yeah, if you're subscribed or if you watched the last video and commented, or if you didn't, if you just watched, thank you so much for real. That's so cool to me. As the title probably says, today I'm gonna be doing more of a lo-fi video, more of a lo-fi ASMR. It's just my phone here today. I love watching lo-fi ASMR, especially when they sort of switch back and forth between the soft-spoken and the whispering. So I'm gonna try to do a lo-fi ASMR video for you guys today, and I'm gonna be talking about comic books. Comic books are one of my biggest passions, one of the things I get the most excited about. Not just the movies and the shows, but the books too, and just the characters in general. So I'm really excited to show you guys some of my favorite books. I have a pile right here, and I'm gonna sort of just go through them, tap on them, tell you anything you need to know about the books, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, first up, we have House of M. House of M, House of M, House of M. House of M is probably my favorite X-Men storyline. I don't want to say that definitively, but it's one of them for sure. One of my favorite X-Men storylines for sure. House of M. Want to take a thumbnail photo? That's good. Alright. House of M. This book centers around the Scarlet Witch, who's not on the cover, but there she is. Yes, I almost don't want to say anything else. If you watch the Marvel movies and stuff, they sort of tried to adapt this storyline in WandaVision and the Doctor Strange movie, but they didn't do a good job of adapting this. Yeah, one of my favorite books, just altogether. So many twists and turns. Also, just not that long of a read. There's obviously stuff that happens before this and stuff that happens after, but you can just pick up this trade and you pretty much know exactly what's going on. It's not confusing. So yeah, if you're new to X-Men, House of M, highly recommend. Next, we have a Batman book. Batman book. A lot of these books are either from the library, and then the library has an option where you can buy the comics. So I did that for some of them. Some of them are from Amazon, some of them are from local stores. In this case, a lot of them are from my coworker, Brian. Shout out, Brian. Brian gave me so many books, basically just like out of the kindness of his heart. So this is one of the ones that I got from him. This is from the Baldini run of Batman, which is probably my favorite version of Batman. I'm trying to think. I really like the Scott Snyder run as well. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, I believe, did Court of Owls. Whoever was writing during the Court of Owls run, I think it was Scott Snyder. I love that run also, but this is some peak Batman right here. Streets of Gotham, Hush Money. Yeah, I don't think this is the... I'm trying to think if you could just read this on its own. Okay, yeah, so this is like sort of part of an event book, I think. I don't know, I kind of just read whatever I can get my hands on, so I don't worry too much about continuity, but I know a lot of people really do. So this is actually a collection of issues from Detective Comics 852, Batman 685, Streets of Gotham 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's got two issues from other books. But yeah, honestly, I find it hard to get a low quality Batman book. There's so much Batman out there, and I think the majority of it is good. So if you're a Batman fan and haven't read the comics, please, I'm begging you, Killing Joke, Long Halloween, start with the basic stuff. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. Next, this is my favorite comic book of all time. I knew I had to include it in the video, and it's a short one. It's an obscure one. You can read it just as is. Beta Ray Bill, Argent Star. Beta Ray Bill is one of my favorite comic characters of all time. I'm not gonna put him at number one, but this is my favorite book of all time. It's super thin and short. And I've read a lot of comics. Why this is my number one, I couldn't tell you. It just is. Everything about this book, I mean, the art is out of this fucking world good. Let me try to find a non-spoiler. I mean, it's so colorful, it's so dynamic. I think about the ending to this book every day. I think that's why it's become my number one. Yeah, it's just a really great read. Sort of a tragic story. If you know anything about Beta Ray Bill, not usually a happy guy. It depends though. Yeah. So Beta Ray Bill, Argent Star, by Daniel Warren Johnson, and the artist is Mike Spicer. Yes, Mike Spicer. Highly recommend that book. If you're a fan of Thor, or I don't know, I'm not a big Thor guy, honestly. So if you're a fan of like more obscure superheroes, I like superheroes that are sort of always on the fringe of being popular heroes, like your Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, even Beast Boy, The Thing. Like you're not A tier, but like B tier, borderline C tier heroes. Those are my favorites. Alright. Next we have Superman, Escape from Bizarro World. This is another book from my coworker. The reason I decided to show this one is because it highlights, a plane. A bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Sorry, I had to use that opportunity. Okay, back to what I was saying. The reason I chose this book is because it highlights one of my favorite characters, Bizarro. I'm definitely sensing a pattern in the characters I like. I like weird freaks, the freaky sort of guys that are a little more monstrous in appearance. Yeah, so my top 5 comic book characters, let me just run this down really quick. Bizarro's probably 5. 4, I'd give it to Beta Ray Bill. 3, Beast Boy. 2, The Flash. And number 1, Spider-Man. So Bizarro. Back to Bizarro. I just love this character. Ever since I was little, an evil version of Superman who's like a zombie was so cool to me. And now that I'm older and I've read some of his stuff, just a heartbreaking guy. He's basically a child living in Superman's body. That's how I sort of view the character. He's angry and he doesn't even really know why. It's like a child who's experienced trauma now has this power that they can't comprehend, and this hatred for Superman that they don't know what to do with. yeah, I'm a huge Bizarro guy. So, yep. On to the next. I have a slight switch up here because this is not a comic. It's a manga. My favorite manga of all time. Sorry for doing that face. You guessed it. Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. I chose this issue because, or this volume, because this panel comes from this volume. Did I flip right to it? Oh, almost on one page off. I thought I was gonna flip right to it. No, I was one page off. But yeah, this is sort of the precursor to the Culling Game volume. Confession, I watched the first 2 seasons of the show and then started reading the book. So, this is 18. I probably started on volume 15 at the very end of the Shibuya incident arc. So I haven't actually read the first 15 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you're someone who's read and watched, let me know if it's worth it to go back and read it. I go back and rewatch the show all the time, so maybe it'd be worth it to just reread the story from the beginning. Yeah. Let me know if you're a fan. Okay, next up, we've got the GOAT, the number 1, my hero, Spidey. Spidey. And Spidey in one of my personal favorite solo adventures for Spidey. Why did I say solo adventure? I guess what I mean is it's not really a part of a larger run of books, I don't think. Maybe that's not true. I think it actually was a part of a run. Whatever. Spider-Man, Kraven's Last Hunt is phenomenal. Funnily enough, the book doesn't focus all that much on Spider-Man. The book is much more about Kraven the Hunter. Kraven the Hunter, if you don't know, just had a pretty horrible movie come out. But he's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains because of this book. Kraven sort of views Spider-Man, not to spoil anything too heavily. Kraven views Spider-Man sort of as his ultimate prize. He's a hunter, so he views Spider-Man as his final target. And that's to set the scene if you wanted to read that book. Which, if you're a Spidey fan, or a Kraven fan, I highly recommend. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you haven't read any Spider-Man books, I say start with Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man and read as much of that as you'd like. And then once you're ready to sort of venture out, then go from there. And Ultimate Spider-Man's not super traditional because Green Goblin's not going to be what you're familiar with, and some other characters are not going to be what you're familiar with. But that version of Peter Parker is probably closest to what you're going to be familiar with from the movies, if that makes sense. So, yeah. My last and final book is my favorite indie book. Maybe not what I should have ended on, but this book is so good. Something is killing the children. Something is killing the children. I chose volume 2 just because I really like this back cover. Maybe I should use that as the thumbnail. Really like this back cover. Yeah, this book is just is not a superhero comic, so you can't. I think with a lot of superhero comics, you can kind of just jump in. Not this one. If you're gonna read it, definitely start with volume 1. It's a fascinating book. It's very imaginative. It's truly unlike anything I've ever read. And I thought it was sort of going in one direction, and then it sort of did a complete switch, and now it's going in another direction. Yeah, I'm definitely behind the current, because I've only read volumes 1 through 4, maybe 5. I'm not sure how many are out, but yeah, Something is Killing the Children. So good. So good. It's an independent book, published by Boom. The writer is James Tinian the Fourth. James Tinian the Fourth. Yeah, highly recommend. And this is Craven's last time. That's it. That's it for today. That is it. That's all I got. Yeah, those are some of my favorite books. I've got a much bigger shelf in there, but I figured I would just pull out a small stack for today and just kind of show you guys some of the books I'm really passionate about, some of the ones I feel like I can talk about or comment on a little bit. I really hope you guys and gals enjoyed this. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. This is so cool for me to have subscribers. If you watch the whole video, comment below avocado. That's how I'll know. That's how I'll know if you watch the whole thing. That's so stupid, but I'll know the real ones. I'll know the code. Yeah, okay. This has been Spider-Man Ben ASMR. Signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is so cool. Bye.